I could be an animal, which one would I choose to be? I had an easy answer to this question. A bird, of course, a creature that can glide through the air and enjoy freedom. Other people might answer this question differently, of course. But what's interesting is that I've never heard anyone say a mosquito, a leech, or a tick. It should be an animal with a face you can easily recognize. That says a lot about the person answering. They've got a personality and want their animal to have one too. Rulers often choose the lion as their symbolic animal. In the USA, as well as in Germany, the eagle is seen as the perfect symbol for the country. It should impress, especially enemies. I don't know of any country that has a hamster on its coat of arms. When it comes to animals in shamanism, it's a bit of a different story. You cannot choose one. You're chosen by one. Animals are a big deal for shamans because they see them as their spiritual companions and protectors. These creatures, sometimes called power animals or totem animals, are more than just symbols. They represent specific traits and abilities that can help us in different parts of our lives, like on adventures into other dimensions. They can help with healing, knowledge, and finding lost souls. The animals are seen as keepers of knowledge and help the shaman find his way in the spiritual world. Totem animals are a big part of who people are. They define their inner nature. They're usually assigned at birth and then stay with the person for life. So totem animals aren't just for personal use. They're also important for keeping tribes united in indigenous cultures. Knowing a person's totem animal tells you who they are and who they can be if they have won its affection, earned its support, and followed its advice. For example, if you know that someone's totem is the bear, then that person will most likely be courageous and strong, as long as they've got the right attitude. These are great qualities to have when things get tough. It's also tricky because when things are going well, it's all too easy to forget to take care of one's inner animal. And if one fails to do so, it will not help when bad times come. I speak from experience when I say that it is better to keep your power animal on your side. It's not always easy, especially if you don't even know what it is, which is pretty common in our Western culture. Everyone knows their zodiac sign, but what about their power animal? There are different ways to get to know it. They all have to do with trance. It's not just the trance you can get from shamanic drumming or dancing, but also the one that is induced by hypnotic induction. The latter was the case for me. I was actually undergoing modern hypnotherapy training at the time, but I already had some prior knowledge of shamanism, mainly from books, but also thanks to the fortunate coincidence of having a neighbor who was a shaman trained in America. The idea of the lesson, and thus of my trance, was to say goodbye to the old me, or more specifically to my poor and outdated self-image, just as a snake sheds its skin in order to grow. It was meant to be a friendly, conciliatory farewell, and it was. However, the transition to the new was not quite so peaceful. As I was thinking about my old self, thanking it and saying goodbye, I heard a suspicious growl behind me. I turned around and a snarling wolf jumped at my feet. He made it perfectly clear that he was pretty mad with me. I was glad that I had received some prior information, as it allowed me to prepare for the new situation. I didn't run away in panic, but I did stay calm, well, more or less, and I spoke to him soothingly. I was friendly and cooperative, and I offered him food. Yeah, it's totally possible in a trance. You just think about it and bam, you've got something edible in your hands. I was really impressed that I felt like I had a connection with the animal right away, even when it attacked me. It was obvious that it had something to do with me, and there was no way around it. Where did this certainty come from? I'm not really sure. It's like inner knowledge, instinct, predestination. If you're a shaman, you'll know that neglecting your own power animal is a big mistake. Why should it help you if you ignored it up to now? How can you adapt to its powers, its special characteristics, qualities, and talents if you've been on a different track for years? Obviously, a shaman who connects with the animal can be really helpful. They perform various rituals to get in touch with it. This includes things like trance states, chants, dances, or even imitating animal behavior, all of which are meant to deepen the spiritual connection and help us understand the messages of the animals better. Shamans are like the go-betweens in all this. If they think it's useful, they can also let the student search for the power animal themselves. When it comes to authenticity, this is obviously the better option, but you'll need to be well prepared. Either way, finding things out for yourself is more impressive than getting help from a shaman. I'm just giving my personal opinion here, but I compare it to copying in school. If you figure something out on your own, you get that feeling of excitement, not if someone tells you the answer. To really understand the lesson, you have to engage with it yourself. Anyway, in shamanism, animals and humans are closely linked and get along really well. This connection helps us understand nature and the balance within the ecosystem. The killing of animals is never a matter of fun. As sentient beings, they're respected, and if it's necessary to kill one, it's done without cruelty. Something is given back to the spirit of the animal to express gratitude and respect. The essence of an animal should help us establish an inner connection with it. Of course, it is also possible without it, but it is somewhat more difficult, and you can't just do it without putting in the work. If you feel that the essence of an animal could help you to be more yourself, more genuine, more authentic, more goal-oriented, and more capable of forming relationships, or whatever else you wish to achieve, then using an animal essence could be helpful. For instance, you could embark on an inner journey and consider how a specific animal would tackle a challenge. Is that way right for me? Is it what I've always wanted? Or is it completely alien to me and would feel unnatural? Let's say a mother feels overwhelmed and inadequate, doubts her abilities, and sees her self-esteem plummet. She could ask the bear for help. A bear's defining quality is her infinite patience in raising her cubs. For 3 years, she feeds and teaches them everything a bear needs to know to live independently. She's like a guardian angel, always protecting her kids and making any attacker think twice. She does all this without a second thought or any doubts. She knows what's good and right and lives in harmony with herself and nature. Hey, do you think this could be a good fit for you? Well, why not give the bear essence a try? Or what if you find yourself in a very tricky situation? If you focus on one thing, you might mess up another. No matter what you do, someone will complain. You feel completely stuck. It seems like there's no easy fix here. Everything you can think of has a downside that you don't like at all. and every step in one direction could make the necessary step in another impossible. What then? One animal known for finding its way out of tricky situations is the fox. Foxes have a reputation for being particularly clever. They act strategically and wisely with determination and persistence. They adapt to their environment and have mastered the art of deception. This has earned them a reputation for possessing magical powers and even the ability to make themselves invisible. Awakening your inner fox helps you to see things from different perspectives. It allows you to think outside the limiting patterns you have become accustomed to and to use all the resources at your disposal without judging them. Those seeking solutions to their problems will find help in the cunning of the fox. A shaman, whether he needs the cunning of the fox or the protection of the bear, finds both within himself. He imitates the animal, sings the animal's song, dances with movements similar to those of the animal, puts himself in the animal's place, and awakens the animal spirit within himself. This may seem a little strange to us modern Westerners, and in what practice have you ever been asked to move like a snake, stamp like a buffalo, or fly through the night like a bat? Okay, in mine, but in which others? People expect all sorts of things from me. At last, I'm the strange one. They don't come to me to have their heart sounds listened to. There are others who can do that better. My concern is simply to look at the world and oneself from a different perspective. To take the question posed at the beginning, which animal would you like to be? Not just as a thought experiment, but literally. What would my world look like from the perspective of an eagle, a horse, or a wild boar? They all do what they think is right. They don't judge, ponder, or doubt, and they certainly don't think about what other people might think of them. Animal essences can therefore help us to become more authentic and natural again, to improve and deepen our relationship with ourselves, our fellow human beings, and nature, and to get a little glimpse into the world of shamans.